Welcome back to the GLVC Sports Network and its continuing coverage of the 2019 GLVC Football Kickoff. Our final segment today features Rick Flutka and John Lynk, both sports development managers for the South Shore Convention and Visitors Authority. These gentlemen are the brains behind the inaugural America Crossroads Bowl, and we cannot be more thrilled to have them here with us today. Rick and John, thank you for joining us. Rick, here we are in the preseason, and we're talking about the postseason already, the American Crossroads Bowl in Hobart, Indiana. Fill us in on some of the details.
Well, we're very excited about bringing this event to our area. It is scheduled in a very historical day, December 7th. It'll be hosted at Hobart High School in Hobart, Indiana. We have many items planned for the teams to coming in. To give you a brief description of what the weekend will involve then, we have a travel day on Thursday. Friday will be a day of practice and community involvement and engagement. The banquet on Friday evening. On Saturday, we will have a pregame breakfast provided, and then at 1 o'clock in the afternoon Central Time, we'll host the game.
John, we talked earlier with Missouri S&T, which had an opportunity to play in one of Division II's 5 bowl games last year, the Mineral Water Bowl. The student athletes, coaches, administrators, and fans raved about the complete experience around the game. Elaborate a little bit on what South Shore has in store for the GLVC student athletes in December.
Well, we're looking for the teams to have just a wonderful experience outside of the football game, from the time that they get there on Thursday morning till the time that they get on the bus to leave. With the town that we're having in of Hobart, Indiana, very rich in football tradition, with 4 state championships, been to the playoffs many times. Their football stadium is geared around the community. Even their cafeteria is shaped like a football. So we're going to have a lot of opportunities for the football players to have some community involvement with the elementary kids, junior high kids, high school, just not from Hobart, Indiana, but from the entire region that's there. So there's going to be some community involvement with them. Also with the town as well. They have an event that evening, the night before, to where we're going to have a banquet for the football players. They're also going to be in a town ceremony that they have every first Saturday of the month of December. They'll also be having meals at the high school, as well as a place called County Line Orchard that is a historic apple orchard with a huge banquet facility where they're going to have some great food and be together as teams and get ready for the game. Everywhere they're going to go, they'll be escorted by police to and from each event, to each facility, to the game. After the game, there'll be also a greeting party. They'll be getting, when they arrive at the hotels, they'll be getting swag bags of different souvenirs from across our region for every member of the football team and the whole staff. Also, we're going to, since it is the anniversary of Pearl Harbor, we'll be celebrating and commemorating Pearl Harbor Day. We'll have some World War II honorary captains that day, with some other things planned for the pregame to get them charged up to get ready to actually compete. Halftime will also be dedicated to a charitable organization. We're a nonprofit organization to where we will be making charitable donations to a group that trains EMS, firefighters, SWAT teams, police, K-9, and they'll be doing a demonstration during the halftime. So players won't see that, but they'll be part of that whole big experience that we'll have with them.
Rick, give us a glimpse on how the town of Hobart has responded to the announcement of the game.
Well, the first response, of course, is by the school district, because they're very excited about bringing something to their school to showcase an outstanding facility. And then second, then, of course, then the City of Hobart's Mayor's Office and Special Events. We were lucky to host a major World Series softball tournament last year, and they hosted the opening ceremonies. And so anytime that we can bring events into their city and showcase what they have done in the past few years to upgrade their downtown district and have people come into their town is a plus. They were always so supportive, and the school district is so excited to be able to show not just the local people, but also the 400,000 plus people that we may have on watching the game on the internet production to showcase City of Hobart and also the school district.
John, you talk a little bit about the impact of an event on this can have on a town, a community, a region. I imagine that this is a great fixture to the schedule during the month of December for the town.
Yes, it is. It's a historical event because it is the first ever college football bowl game in the state of Indiana. We've had Super Bowls, we've had NCAA championships, Big Ten championships, but never a football bowl game in the state of Indiana. So this is huge. It's historical and really for Northwest Indiana, but the entire state as well. And it's a great event. We want to, as our positions with the South Shore, we want to bring as many sporting activities to our area as we possibly can, and this is one that we really want to start capitalizing more and more. So this is really a big start for us to have a college football bowl game outside of, we do have Valparaiso University, but other than that, there's no college football in Northwest Indiana. So this is something that is going to be a start. That's why we're involving all the communities, just not the school city of Hobart, as much as we possibly can to get the people that live there excited about this huge event.
Finally, Rick, you and John had a chance to talk to the coaches and student athletes here today at the kickoff. And what were some of the responses from the teams after telling them about the great experience one team is going to have at the end of the year in December?
I think it was overwhelmingly. They were just accepted it. I think some of them came in not knowing what it was, and after the explanation and after a brief 10 minutes, I think each and every one of the, not only the players, but also the coaches, we all know their goal is to get in the playoffs for the Division II. But there's also got to be a goal for something else. And I think they were really looking forward to having that extra goal, if they aren't going to get into the Division II playoffs, to have something else to shoot for. And this bowl game is going to be an experience, and we're going to make sure it happens.
A lot of smiles by all the players and coaches. I think it's another big opportunity for the underclassmen to get some extra playing time in, extra practice time, and then also it's a huge opportunity for seniors on their way out, get one last game.
Well, Rick and John, thank you so much for joining us here on GLVC SN. And this concludes our coverage of the 2019 GLVC Football Kickoff. We appreciate all the GLVC football fans logging in today, and we can't wait to get the season started. You will see several games covered by our schools right here on GLVC SN in just over a month. I'm John Edwards, and thank you again to McHenry University for hosting this 8th annual GLVC Kickoff event. Be sure to check out all the GLVC social media platforms for other great material from this today's Kickoff Classic.